When you start to think about the business models that are kind of taking over in the world around you, sometimes you'll notice really weird ones that they don't make sense. There was one by my last office, which was a golf course, sorry, a driving range, and this is in the middle of London, like really, it's like right next to huge glass skyscrapers in East London, and it seemed like a very strange way to use like a skyscraper's worth of commercial real estate. So I looked into it, and basically what had happened is the land had been purchased and the previous buildings demolished to set up a skyscraper, right? They were going to make corporate real estate skyscraper. Um, and so obviously the key resources they had was the land, and then they also had investors who were the ones who were doing the building development in the hopes that they could then rent it out. So their customers would be companies who would rent out the building. So they were going to take the risk on building the thing. What happened is after they'd already done the demolition and they bought the land in 2007, 2008, then the economy crashed. So the investors backed out, and the climate changed, so companies no longer wanted that sort of real estate. So the external conditions, the economic conditions changed, and so the customers' needs changed. They no longer wanted to upgrade; they just wanted to sit where they were. And so a skyscraper was no longer a value proposition that would work. They no longer had their money, but they already had the land. And so they were looking for other options, and what they ended up doing is building a driving range for golf, which makes a lot of sense because you've got an empty chunk of land. You just put some astroturf on it, and you're done. You rent out clubs, and you've got a business that can hopefully at least pay the maintenance costs of the land. And there are a few other kind of business models like this. Another one is car parks. Um, and what else is there? I mean, you can kind of ask yourself this. This is the sort of question that'll get you thinking about funny, weird business models. If you had a block of land in the middle of a big city, but you had no money to build anything on it, what would you do with it? Oh, another one I've seen is markets, where they'll drop big kind of shipping containers and then hollow them out and turn it into a food market, or rent it out as stall space. Um, and these are all like not very good businesses, but they're interesting because they have no startup costs. And so if you're working under those constraints, they can in fact make use of the land in a very low cost way. So yeah, I guess try when you walk around, if you see a building or a business that looks out of place, sometimes it's worth asking around a little bit because sometimes there's an interesting story. You'll learn something when you see how it fits into the big picture.